Welcome to Bushcraft Exploration. Today we're going to be doing a gear loadout of what I carry during the day hikes, scouts for hunting, and also off-roading trails, because that's another expensive hobby I have. But anyway, so I'll show you what I got. Okay, so I just wanted to do a quick video on my day kit. Sometimes it will change and whatnot. So I thought I'd show everybody what I carry. This is pretty well what I'd carry for a day, maybe a little longer. Sometimes things get taken out and things get added. For instance, if I'm only going for an hour or two in the bush, I will carry my haversack. It's from the canteen shop, I believe, oilskin haversack. Then I have, for longer trips, or depends on what I'm doing, I have this canvas backpack. Open it up. Got a drawstring on the top. Nice big bag on the inside. 2 pockets on the outside. Another pocket there. I'll show you a little clip when it's all loaded up. You can see it a little better. It's kind of hard to see without it being firm with gear inside. Okay, so bush pot. It's an old military surplus Swiss or something like that. I'm not too sure. So inside lid. Not a huge fan of the lid because it has such a concave to it. But it does the job. It has a nice bail on it. Spout. This goes with this. That, so you can pour it when it's hot, which is nice. Plastic, not a huge fan of plastic. And then inside I got a bag of coffee, some sugar, another cup, and some real coffee to make some cowboy coffee. This is an aluminum pot, so it's very light. Okay, then I have my tin cup. I actually made this while I was spent time at a historical park here where I live. This is historic period, 18th century voyageurs. During the time, this is what they would have carried, but it works awesome. It's very robust. It does take up a little bit more room because it doesn't fold, but I like it because it's traditional and I like traditional gear. Okay, then I have water bottle. This will hold just over a liter. Very nice. It's a cheaper one. It's not a clean canteen or anything like that. Wish I had a better lid to it, but it works. And then this just little cup. Put holes in it so I could use the bail. The bottle hanger in there. And this goes with the water bottle as well. And that nests nicely too, so if I don't want to bring the tin cup and I'm hard on space, carry this. Okay, and I got a couple different stoves here. So this started out as a hobo stove with a chunky soup tin can. Decided not to, and I made a pop can penny stove, and I added some tape on it just to help it seal. There's holes right there. But this works awesome as a pot holder, and it directs the flames right out, and it almost acts like a little mini burner, which is awesome. I just used Gasline antifreeze for this. Probably better things out there, but that's all I had. Okay, so then this is my new and improved hobo stove. This one is just kind of made it. It's more of a prototype. So I added some coat hangers here so I could put the pot on top. But I found that airflow wasn't sufficient to my needs. Okay. Well, I'm going to get the pot stand out. I'll show you that. Alright, so I got this pot stand on there now, and that's actually made out of another can that we cut, and we welded tabs to the side. My buddy did that for me, and this will work really well. So if you need to top feed it, you can, or feed it from the bottom. So this works fairly well. Only used it a couple times, so I'm kind of anxious to get out and try it again. Okay. And this is one of my more favorite ones for... I put the lids back on, keeps everything in the bag clean. My mini gasifier stove, I won't say it's mini, but homemade, do-it-yourself. It works awesome, considering it was pretty well free. I have another video on me testing it out, so you can go over and on my channel and check that one out. And these are pieces of metal you see here. I actually made some pot stands that'll hold inside here. Just 2 cans put together with a bunch of holes. She works awesome. Okay, so now I have this Gerber folding saw, which works fairly decent. It's I already broke it, but I would like to get a Baco, but it's hard to find in my area, so I found one of these, and this one seems to work alright. The pin fell out of the side, so I just put a bolt, so it's kind of stiff. But she works. Another thing very important, I find anyway, going into the woods, it's a compass. This is made by Brunton. Has their sighting mirror. Oh, there I am. And you got your inclination and everything on there. Awesome compass, awesome. That I just have in a military digicamo pouch with the MOLLE straps on the back. Another thing, candle. Never know if you need it in an emergency, always good to have. Got some dry pieces of tinder which have some fat wood in there. Also very handy to have. A Right in the Rain with the Right in the Rain pin. Never know if you come across something, your phone's dead, can't need to write it down, and it'll work in the rain where a phone will not. So this is also very handy to have. If you come across a landmark, you're stranded, whatever it happens to be, you have something to write that down. Write down GPS coordinates, what a plant looks like, what have you. Okay, I got some water purification tablets. There are about 50 tablets in here. They're good for just over a liter of water. So I usually boil most of my water anyway, but I have these just in case I can't boil water. I have fresh drinking water. A really crude spoon that I carved. Did it fairly quickly, but I keep it because it works and it looks cool because it's so rustic. Okay, now I have... Try to do this with one hand. My 18th century French trade knife. This is made by Jeff White. It's 1095 high carbon. It's a very nice knife. Made a curly maple handle. I'm not too sure how long the blade is. I think it's like 4 1/4, close to 5 anyway. 90-degree spine on there. Awesome knife. It looks plain. Some people say it looks like an oversized steak knife, but honestly, this knife has done the job. I used and abused this knife, and it is awesome, and it always keeps an edge very well. This isn't the sheath that came in it. This was a sheath from another knife. My other sheath, I broke it, that came with this one. But this one works good, and I like this one because it'll hug more snug to your body. But I'm going to get another one made up that's more traditional. Got a headlamp, cheap headlamp. It has the blink on it, 2 different settings. It works in case of emergency. This kit, I'm usually not out overnight, but if I get stuck in the dark, I have light. I just got a foam mat, great for sitting on. the wet ground, you're starting a fire. You see on YouTube, lots of guys have stuff similar to this. But this is awesome to have. I always like to have this, especially cold, wet ground you need to sit down on. You actually have somewhere nice. You're not going to get your rear end all wet. Also, I have this tarp. It is fairly large. It compacts very well. Inside is this. So it's kind of multi-purpose. You can use it for signaling. And if you make a shelter out of this, you put this on the inside and it'll keep you warm with the fire. Depends how you build your shelter with the fire. But it's a fairly large tarp. Folds out a couple times. So, for a small shelter, quick, easy, works fairly well. Now, this is my kind of utilitarian pouch to keep my fire starting stuff in there. I actually made this pouch, same thing, when I spent some time at the historical park that we have here. The park takes place in 1815. It's a French trading post for fur trade. So I got a piece of flint, also very good for starting fires. I got an Opinel penny knife. Awesome little backup knife. It's also high carbon steel. I like using this to start my fire because I keep it folded, and this has a very sharp spine on it, very sharp. And of course, the Bushcraft Bible always has Altoids tin. Inside I got another piece of flint, steel, to go with the flint, and a ferro rod, of course, a ferro rod. This tin is also dual purpose. I can put this in the fire, punch a hole in there, I can make char material or char cloth with this tin. Got a Speedy Sharp. I don't know how many other people use these, but it works amazing for quickly sharpening your knife, field dressing it, just a quick 1-2. This is awesome. There's no screwing around with this thing. You gotta be careful though, it does take off a lot of metal. If you're not watching it, it will peel quite a bit. You'll watch the curls come off your knife. But if you go give it 2 or 3 light strokes, your knife will be razor sharp every time. But I also got a stone with 2 different grits on it, which if I just need to do a fine hone, this is awesome as well. And of course I got some cotton material, which I can make into char cloth, do whatever I need to with this. This is more for fire starting than anything. So that's my kit. Oh, and I got some jute twine for fire starting material as well. So I'm going to load everything up, and then we can see what it looks like in the bag. Okay, so this is the pack all loaded up. It's a fairly decent sized pack. Nothing special, it's very traditional style other than plastics, but you got these little D-rings here you can strap things. Got this little button light thing that puts out almost nothing for light, but it's still there. Pockets on the side, and on the other side got the water bottle on one side with all the spoons and the bottle hanger, and then on this side I have my compass, the right and the rain, all that stuff, the candle. Inside it just closes, ties here. It's bucket style. Got a little flap in the back. That's where I keep my sitting mat and my tarp. Then I have the haversack on the top, and the pot, fire starting, everything has its place in the bottom. Good pack. Eventually I do want to put get everything a little bit more traditional. I would love a Frost River. So I hope you enjoyed the video of what I carry throughout the day. If you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. That'd be great. And as always, keep exploring.